Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hunter Lin. Today I'm going to talk about my experience of helping a group of children in the summer of 2019. But before I begin, I want to ask you a few questions, and you may check if these situations in the questions apply to you. First, as a child, have you ever lived without your parents for more than a month? Second, as a child, have you only lived with your grandparents? Third, have you taken care of your younger siblings while you are still at school? If you have none of this experience, you are really fortunate compared to a group of children that I will talk about. This group of children have a common name called left behind children. By definition, whose parents are working in a city and they were left at home in a rural area in China. The whole story could be traced back to my childhood. When I was a kid, my parents always told me to appreciate the life I have, to appreciate the environment around me, to appreciate everything I took for granted. They also told me how there were many people still living in poverty and need basic help to survive. When I went to school, a keynote speaker on the first day of school shared a story about kids who had to walk miles to their schools, aiming to teach students like me to cherish the environment we could have. Both my parents' teaching and the speech had a huge impact on me. I wonder when I can do something for these kids. I got a chance in the summer of 2019. My friends and I volunteered to teach at Yuanbao Primary School in Dafang County, Guizhou Province, China. The school is on a mountain. The mountain road was bumpy. From the county's downtown to the school, we had to take a van, shaking for nearly an hour. The cliffs were just centimeters away from the sides of the van. Although I had prepared for a challenging life, I was still shocked when I got there. I was shocked that I had no bedroom to sleep. In fact, I had to sleep in a classroom of 20 people on a temporary bed, which were literally just raw wooden pieces. I was shocked that there is no clean bathroom, nor enough water to take shower, and the toilet was natural. When I was doing my business, I saw a spider stuck on the wall and few bugs walk around the spider. At that point, I had a much deeper understanding of the term symbiosis. The first night at school, I didn't sleep, as the bed made noisy sound whenever I turned over and the wind continuously slammed on the door. I began to miss my bed at home and my favorite pillow. Well, I was tired enough to sleep. A few dogs barked and they woke me up. I turned on my phone and saw the time. It was 7 in the morning already. In the first class, I asked my students to introduce themselves. However, none responded. I encouraged them to take a try by promising them gifts once they introduced themselves, but it was still deadly silent. Meanwhile, I found they avoided my eye contacts. My intuition told me that they were not confident. Most students in China have learned English since first grade in primary school. The expectation of English skill for a student in fourth grade was to have a basic conversation. However, the students in Yuanbao Primary School could hardly read from A to Z. The most touching part of this trip was a piece of writing from a student. She wrote that people in the city didn't have to do anything. Unlike kids like her, who had to grow vegetables, fruits, and had to take care of everything by herself. I asked her why she thought that way. She told me her parents away in the city. She lived with her younger siblings and her really old grandmother. Therefore, she had become the little master of her home as she had to wash her clothes, clean the house, and feed chickens and grow vegetables for herself. With my curiosity about these kids and the situation of the school, I interviewed Mr. Shi Zhaowei, who had volunteered to teach in the school for 7 years. He said that his school and thousands of other schools in the rural area struggle with good teachers. Teachers either want to leave the schools for better environments or just work without enthusiasm. Therefore, students could hardly learn anything. Also, most children in the school are left behind children whose parents are away working in the city and make a living. And their parents only see the children once a year. Therefore, many children lack parental love and cares, which makes them really shy. Also, because their parents are away, these children are forced to do many houseworks after school. Because of houseworks, they cannot concentrate on schoolworks. He also mentioned the youngest among the kids could be only 10-year-old. The interview made me really uneasy, but it also strengthened my determination to help these children. As I knew these children were eager to know the world outside of the mountain, I knew that they were shy. But once they got enough encouragement, they could be outgoing. I also knew what they need was a compliment, which their parents were supposed to give them. They were no different than us. They need someone to express love to them. So from there, I want to ask you, would you like to know more about them? Would you like to help them? Would you like to make their life a better one? Thank you for listening to my story. I hope my story has brought some useful information to you. Bye bye.